So now we've learnt the principles behind how to do a regular box, what I'm going to do is show you how to do a different shape box, a one where the corners don't have angles which are 90 degrees. It's just an additional little bit we need to do in the middle. So we've got to do this triangular box. So all you need to do, exactly as we did when we started with the square box, is start with 2 pieces of card exactly the same size. Now I started with a sheet of card which was 12 inches by 11 inches, and I've just cut it into a triangle shape at the top. So it's not 3 equal angles, but it doesn't matter as long as the 2 pieces are identical in size, okay? Then on the inside of the ultimate, I'm going to come back onto my box maker, and I'm going to do this to be 1.5 inches deep. So we'd be using line 3. So just as we did before, taking the first one, using line 3, the medium head embossing tool, and starting to score. And you see when the card is a little bit longer than the ultimate, you just see I score 1 piece at a time, just by starting to score and then pushing up the card and continuing with the score line. So that is the lid, and then we do exactly the same for the base. So we come in and use line 3 again. Now here's the additional step that we need to do, and I'm going to show you 2 ways that you could do it. What we need to do is mark from this point of intersection here a straight line down to create a 90-degree angle on 2 of the dimensions that we're working on. Now I find the easiest way is to take a sheet of cardstock, just scrap card, and I've chosen a corresponding colour so that you can see it, that has a 90-degree angle. And all we do is where we have the point of intersection here, you're going to put that 90-degree angle right into that corner of intersection and line this up along the score line, and then we can just draw in the 90-degree angle. So if I turn this round, you can do the same on the other side, lining up with the line into the point of intersection and putting in the additional score line. Now you need to do that in all of the corners. Now this is the way I would do it when I first started, because the next stage that you need to do now is you need to score these lines. So we need to put them on the board, and you need to find a line underneath and actually directly score down, okay? Now what you'll probably find, like me, once you've done this a few times, that was our base. I'm going to do the lid now. We need to do exactly the same. You'll find that you can do it without drawing the lines in, and you can use the 90-degree angle on the board. So let me show you. If I use the tool, sit in the point of intersection and find the line underneath. Yep, so I've found that line. I'm going to bring this right down so that the whole base of my card is in line with the bottom here, so I know it's straight, and then I can score straight down. So the same here, I'm finding the point of intersection over the line, working it so that this is very straight against the bottom, and putting the score line in. So like I said, at first I would definitely recommend you use an additional sheet of cardstock. Once you've done it a few times, you can probably do it just by using the board. Now it's exactly the same principle if you're doing obtuse or acute angles. The only difference you'll find is one set of score lines, as it does here, will fall outside of your original score lines. And if you're doing a box with more than 4 sides, so if you were doing the other type of angle, the obtuse angles, they're going to fall outside. Now don't fold and burnish until you've cut these out. Ignore your first score lines. That's the whole trick to this. You're going to work with your 90-degree ones. So we're going to cut up, and then we're going to cut out from the corner. Okay, you're leaving enough to stick. So here we're going to cut up, and we're going to cut out from the corner, leaving enough to stick. So you've always got to come just past the corner. All right, now you can fold and burnish. So we're going to fold in, burnish those crease lines nice and strong. So ignore your first score line. You're going to have a nice 90-degree line, and you'll know you've got it nice and at 90 degrees if these two line up perfectly. And I know this seems complex the first time you explain it to someone, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. And then we're ready to stick. And they'll just tuck underneath the same way we did with the regular box, lining up. So just underneath here, these two need to perfectly line up. So that's our lid. Exactly the same with the base. Cutting up the score line and cutting out past the halfway point in the corner. And then what you'll find, because we started with two identical sized pieces of card, did this one on box lid, box base, and this one on box lid, you can see that they fit absolutely perfectly together, nice and snug, to give a really professional finishing box. And just with a bit of decoration, you can see how using some pattern card and some die cuts, we can make that really beautiful, but most importantly, very professional looking box.